I am Maria Garcia de Fleury. When we put our faith and trust in Jesus, accepting that He died and rose from the dead to bring us to God, and when we commit our lives to following Him, we become Christians. In His life on earth, Jesus taught how we should be Christians. That's why He said, "Love others, even our enemies." Jesus did just that. Even when He died with His dying breath, Jesus prayed for those who were crucifying Him and said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." We must forgive, love, and care for those around us, even when they do not deserve it. Another thing He taught was to be kind and generous to others, especially the vulnerable. Jesus was kind, compassionate, and generous, especially to those in need. Throughout the Bible, we see examples of Jesus serving the sick and marginalized. Another thing is have peace in the midst of life storms. To have peace is to be content and know that Jesus is with you no matter what happens to you in life. For example, Jesus showed peace when He was in a boat with His disciples and a storm broke out. The frightened disciples ran to Jesus, who was asleep in the boat, and asked Him, "Don't you care that we're drowning?" Jesus got up, rebuked the wind, and told the waves to calm down. Then He asked the disciples, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" Jesus has had peace in the storm, and we should too. Show self-control even when we are angry or frustrated. Having self-control is controlling your emotions and actions. Having self-control can protect you from sinning or doing things that hurt others or something we shouldn't do. Jesus showed self-control, for example, when tempted by Satan in the wilderness. Satan took Jesus to a high mountain and showed Him the kingdoms of the world and said, "All this I will give you if you bow down and worship me." But Jesus did not give up. He responded, "Get away from me, Satan, for it is written that you will love all and worship the Lord your God and serve Him only." In addition to loving others, being kind and generous, having peace, and having self-control over oneself, Jesus taught how to live a Christian life, that is, to try to become more like Him. It is a journey of loving in all our lives, in which we change our selfish activities and attitudes for the most beautiful things that God has in store for us. Remember, being a Christian means that we can love and enjoy God. We can spend time with Him, and as we do so, we will abide more in His love and become more like Him. Becoming Christian is simple. There are 3 steps you can take right now to begin your journey with Jesus. First, admit to God that you're a sinner who needs a Savior. Second, trust that Jesus died on the cross and rose again. And third, commit your life to following Jesus. There are people who believe that going to church occasionally or simply believing in God makes them Christians. But the Bible presents a different perspective and meaning of Christianity. Being a Christian means being like Jesus and following Him. If you comply with the works of mercy and you declare with your mouth, "Jesus is the Lord," and believe in your heart that God raised Him from death, you will be saved, says St. Paul. And friends, with God, we always win.